Finally, some rain here on Fox 10 Midday. We're tracking the showers and thunderstorms and a little redevelopment that's happening right now. We'll have the details and a full radar tour coming up.
And after a deadly Amtrak crash, we'll have a look at train safety and what to know if you're crossing the tracks.
Investigators are still working to find out why a 29-year-old man shot and killed at least one detainee at an ICE facility. I'm Connor Hansen in Dallas. I'll have the details coming up.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome into Fox 10 Midday. It's Thursday, September 25th. I'm Ashley Mitchell.
I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso. The rain is here.
It's here. I was actually outside running this morning when it poured, and normally I'd be a little frustrated, but I was like, bring it on, because our grass needs it.
Yes. There was a lot of lightning and thunder as well this morning.
Yeah.
My power went out this morning.
When thunder roars, go indoors.
Yes.
Don't do what I did.
Yeah, my power went out. And
Really?
I had to do my hair here. I
serious?
literally left when the power was out.
I was wondering
like,
why
okay.
it looked weird. I'm just kidding. That's with you.
I brought the hair dryer. I brought all this stuff.
Nice. Improvise.
But yeah, we had some thunderstorms earlier today. We're starting to get some other showers and storms popping up. We're going to have another rain chance later.
Today, we're learning more about a crash involving an Amtrak train and a vehicle in Pass Christian that left 2 people dead. Police say both victims were in the car when the train, which was part of the new Mardi Gras service, was headed to Mobile. Officials haven't said whether the car was attempting to cross the tracks or was stopped on the tracks. Officials say none of the 97 passengers on board the Amtrak were hurt. Amtrak services just returned to the port city last month. Nancy Hudson, executive director of Alabama Operation Lifesaver, a nonprofit offering education on railroad safety, says you should always expect a train at every crossing.
A lot of people think that if the crossing has a gate, the red and white striped gate and the flashing lights, they think that's a safer crossing. But in fact, more crashes happen at those crossings than one without all of that.
Good reminders there. And of course, we will keep you updated as we gather more details about this crash. In the meantime, a new contract for Via Transportation to take over operations of the Wave Transit system will go into effect next week, but it won't include one change that had workers worried. Transit Union President Antoine Mabin says employees received a letter last Wednesday saying their pensions could be frozen and converted to 401ks. Well, Mabin says the pension plan impacts around 80 people, and he took these concerns to the Mobile City Council. Executive Director of Finance Scott Collins says the city worked with Via to resolve the problem.
It's understandable for those employees that they would want to keep that retirement plan in place as they know it. I believe you vest after 10 years of service. So you do have vested employees, you do have current retirees, and we didn't want to go back and upset that apple cart.
The pension plan fix will still have to be voted on by the City Council as an amendment to the contract, and they expect to vote on it during next week's meeting. Well, meanwhile, Alabama lawmakers have pre-filed a bill that aims to protect public officials from political violence on local, state, and federal levels. The bill would update the law to extend protections to candidates and their immediate families, as well as raising the severity of charges for people who commit violence against public officials. Officials say this isn't about criminalizing free speech, though.
What is up for debate and what we are addressing is when that behavior crosses the line into criminal threats, harassment, or violence.
The bill would also add physical attacks on current and former local, state, and federal public officials to Alabama's definition of a second-degree assault, which is a Class C felony and has a minimum penalty of 1 year and 1 day in prison. Well, meanwhile, gas crews, linemen, even water workers, they're often the first ones out during storms or emergencies. Utility companies say that's becoming more dangerous as more people are assaulting crews. Now, hurting them on the job could carry a much steeper penalty in Florida. Starting October 1st, the least serious assault on a utility worker could land someone in jail for 1 year. And this comes as utility companies across the state are seeing more and more assaults on their workers.
There was an incident after one of the hurricanes last October where a customer was frustrated that a line truck was blocking a road while those workers were restoring power to folks. And he did very aggressively back up his car, and I believe he ran into a pole.
The new law takes effect in less than a week. Well, people will be allowed to openly carry a gun across Florida starting tomorrow. That's the deadline for the state to appeal a court ruling overturning the state's open carry ban. Attorney General James Youthmeyer says he isn't going to file their appeal. That's because he supports people being allowed to carry a gun. However, there are still some limitations.
I still warn people in Florida, you cannot take weapons into schools. You cannot take firearms out in public in a way that's threatening, harassing, or might endanger others. So just because you have this right doesn't mean you have to use it if you're not trained or equipped, if you don't know how to use a firearm.
Youthmeyer and Governor Ron DeSantis have been asking the legislature to loosen gun restrictions for several years. So far, those efforts died in the Senate. Well, also on midday, FBI Director Kash Patel says the gunman who took aim at an ICE facility in Dallas wanted to terrorize agents and search for videos of Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's according to reporting from Fox News. That's part of the reason security is tight throughout the city of Dallas and at ICE facilities all across the country. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more.
The city of Dallas is still on edge following the deadly shooting at this ICE facility on Wednesday. The FBI and other law enforcement agencies are working around the clock to figure out why a 29-year-old gunman opened fire from a rooftop. He was allegedly firing indiscriminately at an ICE field office, hitting 3 detainees in a van, killing at least 1 before taking his own life.
I was scared for my family because my family was outside, and terrible because I thought something could happen to them.
Investigators spent hours combing through the suspect's home in a Dallas suburb trying to determine his motive, but it's not clear at this point if they uncovered any new evidence. His neighbors say they didn't know him well.
We all kind of keep to ourselves, but over the years you just know your neighbors, but that's the only neighbors that I really had no contact with.
The FBI found ammo on the scene containing anti-ICE messages, and the shooting is now being investigated as, quote, an act of targeted violence. Officials say it's part of a growing trend, and lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are making it clear political violence is unacceptable.
They write all that down on these bullet shells because they're not scared to get caught. They want to get caught. They think they're doing a good deed.
Officials say the 2 detainees who survived the shooting are still in critical condition. In Dallas, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Prosecutors at the Department of Justice are considering whether to charge former FBI Director James Comey with lying to Congress. It comes as the statute of limitations is set to expire in only a matter of days. Former FBI Director James Comey's legal fate could soon be in the hands of a federal grand jury in Virginia. Reports say federal prosecutors are planning to present evidence relating to allegations he lied to Congress in 2020. While testifying on his investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. President Donald Trump has criticized Comey for years over his handling of that investigation and ultimately fired him in 2017. Now, this latest effort comes as Trump publicly pressured the U.S. Attorney General over the weekend to move forward with those charges, not only against Comey, but also California Senator Adam Schiff and New York Attorney General Letitia James for unrelated mortgage fraud allegations.
This is all a political witch hunt being led by a president who is bent on revenge.
We have to act fast, one way or the other. One way or the other. They're guilty, they're not guilty, we have to act fast.
And to be clear, James Comey has not been indicted and he's not currently facing any charges. If they get the case, the grand jury could ultimately decide there is not enough evidence against him. 11:11 now, and coming up, researchers are sounding the alarm on the potential negative impacts gambling can have on young adults. Plus, Baldwin County schools have unveiled some nice new upgrades to the fine arts and athletic areas of Baldwin County High School. We'll have all that and more after this, but first, Nick, we are welcoming that rain today.
Oh, definitely so. We needed it, and we're getting it. Now, in the bigger pattern, we have a couple things that we need to talk about, including the tropics. Now, no local threats to us, but it is getting a lot more active. I'll have details on what to expect in the tropics over the next week and your full forecast.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. Mobile County Public Schools honored members of the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, otherwise known as JROTC. Several students from different schools were given new titles and ranks. The students took part in a leadership competition that requires them to demonstrate a mastery of many skills. Trinity Moore, a senior at Alma Bryant High School, was named the top JROTC cadet in Mobile County. She and other cadets from 4 different high schools were named brigade leaders for the Mobile County JROTC program.
Built my knowledge up more to see the world in a different way than I had before. I honestly was just oh, I'm gonna join it for one thing, just for Raiders, and then I fell in love with all of it, and it just changed my perception all over about anything and everything.
It is not every day that we get to recognize all of the hard work that our students do, from their initiative to their leadership, going above and beyond, recognizing everything they've done over the past 4 years.
Hundreds of students from different schools in the Mobile County Public School System were honored as well, and a huge congratulations to all of those students. In the meantime, Baldwin County schools are hosting a day of ribbon cuttings all across the district, starting with Baldwin County High School, where they unveiled millions of dollars worth of new facilities. Our Stephen Moody has more from Bay Minette.
2, 1.
Superintendent Eddie Tyler and Bay Minette representatives cutting the ribbon inside the brand new gym, just one of the many new facilities here inside the Baldwin County High School. In total, all of this cost over $8.1 million, and the staff had full control over what was upgraded.
And you've got X number of dollars, you design what you want. Do you want artificial turf? Do you want a new weight room? Do you want an inside training facility? We're going to give all the schools another gym too, so all the schools are going to benefit.
Brand new football coach Andrew Davis says his team won't take these new facilities for granted.
We set standards, you don't come in here unless you're wearing the exact clothes we tell you to wear, unless you're wearing tennis shoes. Safety is always first. I was telling superintendent, when our kids walk by these dumbbell racks over here, if you panned over there, every tiger head would be in the same exact position, because that's the attention to detail that we're going to have with all this new stuff, but hopefully every day in our lives. We're going to treat everything the same. So the way we would take care of our house at home is the way we're going to take care of our house at school.
And with the millions of dollars spent, we're talking about a brand new gym. You can see the synthetic floors along with the 6 motorized basketball goals, but that's not all. We also have a brand new training facility, which includes these 18 new workout stations and brand new dumbbells, but that's not all. Before the Tigers take to the field every week, they stop here in this equipment room. It has all of the gear that they need to make sure that they're successful off and on the field. And it's not just the athletes. The band also received a brand new band hall, proving that these upgrades will benefit every student on this campus.
Hopefully this will pay dividends, not only for the students, the athletes, our faculty here, but it'll pay dividends for the city of Bay Minette.
It's not just about the football team. It's not about our other sports teams. I have 6 classes in here every day, and I have kids that don't play any sports. So it's not just a pride thing for our athletes, but it's also a pride thing for our whole school.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News. (11:19) now as we take a look at Pensacola Beach. It's a gloomier picture.
isn't it? We have some rain that has been falling there, and that's been one of our big stories, of course, beneficial rain for the Gulf Coast. Other things that we're tracking, I do want to mention that we are tracking the tropics, which are a little more active at this moment. We have 2 active systems, one that is likely to develop soon. We have Gabrielle that is way out in the Atlantic, heading out towards the Azores. Umberto, which is a tropical storm, could become a major hurricane as it moves off to the north and west. And then Invest 94L, an area of disturbed weather near the island of Hispaniola that could move near the Bahamas and try to develop. This one is going to be very close to home and in fact could even have direct impacts, not to the Fox 10 viewing area, but to portions of the East Coast. So again, this will likely not be a threat for the Gulf Coast at all, but you look at the coast of the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida, and that is generally where this thing is going, has a high chance of organizing in the days ahead. The spaghetti forecast models showing where a potential center could go have shifted recently, leaning these more towards the coast of the Carolinas early next week around Monday there. You can see the track from the island Hispaniola up. Some of them did take it out to sea before, but now a lot of them have shifted closer to home. Here's what we're thinking could happen in the days ahead with one of our forecast models, one of our high resolution forecast models, the GRAPH model. It shows us organizing on Friday and Saturday, so into the weekend here over the Bahamas. And then it's slowly lifting north as it does so and continues to organize. This is Sunday, Sunday night, and pushing this farther into motion with the GFS forecast model now. Now we're looking at winds. You can see how this goes into Monday. So this is very early on Monday. It is off the coast of Florida, but still some impacts possible there if this forecast were to verify. That storm right there is Umberto, so that's a major hurricane that's moving off to the north. Umberto likely shoots the gap between Bermuda and North Carolina. Meanwhile, this system, which could be Imelda, comes up to the coast of the Carolinas around Monday, Tuesday there. This is early on the morning on Tuesday. Now, this is just one forecast model run, and vast changes are possible, but I just wanted to show you one of these scenarios. It looks like we could have U.S. tropical impacts in the days ahead, and I think the name will be Imelda, so this is the next name that is on the list. So a couple tropical notes for you there. No tropical impacts for the Gulf Coast. We are in a drought. We need rain. We got rain earlier today. How about 3 inches in parts of Baldwin County? The Futurecast does show scattered showers developing later on this afternoon and this evening, and then rolling across the area gradually, maybe even into early Friday morning with some lingering showers. This front working its way across the area, eventually bringing some lower humidity and drier air into the picture. Look at Saturday, dew point of only 62 degrees, the morning temperature at a comfortable 65, 64 for the weekend. Afternoon temperatures in your weekend in the upper 80s, so not 90, but upper 80s there. And looking ahead in the long range forecast, it looks like we do return to temperatures right around 90 degrees by the time we get towards next week.
Nick, thanks for that update. Well, a new study out now reveals your college students may be facing a challenge that isn't on your radar. New research by a team at the University of Mississippi finds that a large percentage of students at the state's public universities are gambling in various forms. Some of that is mobile sports betting, despite it technically being illegal in the state of Mississippi. The study says sports betting was more common among white male students, athletes, and those involved in Greek life. And researchers say gambling apps can further contribute to negative outcomes for students.
We're seeing that these technologies of how students are able to gamble are built to make them gamble more and to incentivize them to continue to gamble as they're inside these apps and websites. And we're also seeing that they're really inundated with a lot of advertising. So I think the majority of the students who did gamble were seeing ads for gambling and for gambling websites on a daily basis or several times a week.
There's an ongoing legislative debate about whether or not to legalize mobile sports betting. Right now, you can only place bets from your phone if you are on the premises of one of Mississippi's casinos. The Senate, meanwhile, has expressed concern about the potential impact on jobs, while House leaders have said it's revenue that's being lost. Well, Fox 10 News is committed to you. We have a brand new safety alert to warn you about this morning, where a TikTok trend is leading to negative health effects in children. After this break. welcome back in. Alabama's Department of Public Health is raising concern and awareness about a rare but potentially serious illness. Alabama has been lucky as bordering states see cases of Chagas disease in humans, which is carried by a critter nicknamed the kissing bug. Jessica Umbro has more.
This is what we would call the kissing bug, Triatoma sanguinsuga. This is the bug that transmits Chagas in Alabama.
Michael Mayfield is a public health entomologist with the Alabama Department of Public Health. He says, despite the name, the kissing bug doesn't spread the Chagas disease from person to person.
They're called kissing bugs because they'll bite you on your mouth or around your eyes, and they excrete that waste, and so you'll scratch where they just bit you, and you just rubbed in their waste into the wound and potentially just got the parasite.
Mayfield says Chagas disease comes into the U.S. from travel out of Central and South America. Common symptoms include headache and fever and swelling. Long-term effects, if untreated, include heart problems. While neighboring Mississippi and Tennessee have reported human cases, along with a handful of other southern states, Mayfield says Alabama isn't having that same problem. He says right now cases have been seen only in animals.
We don't have that parasite in high enough populations of the animals to where if a bug bites an animal and then bites a person, it's going to transmit it.
And there are similar looking bugs you might see around, but they aren't the same as the kissing bug.
So you might see down here it has like red ridges along the bottom of its abdomen, and you might think every time that's what you have, but it has a closely related bug, which is also an assassin bug, but this bug does not transmit Chagas.
Antihistamines like Benadryl are typically used as allergy medicine, but viral clips making the rounds show students are overusing these over-the-counter meds to get high. The trend reportedly led to the death of an Ohio teen in April of 2023. Another in South Carolina was hospitalized a few weeks ago with a heart rate of 200 beats per minute. Her mother said she was encouraged by a friend to take part. One pharmacist, meanwhile, is sounding the alarm.
I think that's just the concerning thing as a pharmacist and a parent, just how easily these trends seem to be, relayed from one kid to the next.
TikTok and Benadryl both previously released statements condemning the challenge. And if you suspect your child may be participating in this trend, contact Poison Control. Well, still to come, we're taking a look at how the little rain we've received this week is impacting Alabama all across the state. And Starbucks is closing some of its stores down in an effort to restructure its company. This and much more is coming up in our business headlines. But before we go, Nick, it's nice and muggy out there today.
Yeah, muggy, humid, with showers and thunderstorms continuing. We have another shot of rain as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Details on your forecast.
Breaking at this hour, a Citronelle church burns to the ground after a car on fire runs into it. Witnesses say the driver was rushed to the hospital, but it's unclear what happened. Church of God Prophecy is on Highway 45, and as you can see there on your screen, the church is a total loss. The pastor, Brenda Smith, spoke with our crew on the scene, and she's asking for prayers for the woman who ran into the church and for their church family. She says they're a small congregation, so they will get by meeting in another building, but the church was built in the 70s by her dad, so as you can imagine, this loss is devastating. Now, this is a developing story. Of course, we will continue to gather more information, and we'll follow up with details on air and online throughout the day, but our hearts are with everyone affected by this. Well, in the meantime, the grass may not always be greener on the other side, especially lately here on the Gulf Coast. And coming out of summer, landscaping experts say there's plenty you can do now to help prevent your yard's health from falling this autumn. Fox News' Ted Lindner explains.
After enduring a hot and dry summer, landscaping experts say many people's lawns could probably use some help recovering as we head deeper into fall.
This is always a time of year that we start to think about feeding, seeding, and eventually weeding in our lawns.
Folks with patchy yards from drought damage or pests may want to consider applying grass seed.
Go scratch those areas up, sprinkle some seed in there, remove any of the debris that might be there, but the big thing is seed soil contact. And then the other piece of that is to make sure that you're putting enough moisture so that that seed can germinate and establish.
Fertilizer may also provide a boost, with Professor Cale Bigelow of Purdue University recommending products that slowly release nutrients over time.
You want a little bit of quick release, but also some slow release, so you can get sort of a quick pop of green color and some growth, but also something that's going to give you a bit of a longer feed there.
Meanwhile, with more leaves getting ready to drop, Tyler Carr, assistant professor at The Ohio State University, says the dead foliage can be a good natural fertilizer.
If you don't have too many leaves on the lawn and it won't create a mess by mulching them, mulch them. They'll get broken down and turn into fertilizer the next year.
But professionals say homeowners shouldn't wait too long to act, recommending people address their yard's problem areas by the end of October.
If you fertilize too late in the year, most of that fertilizer won't be taken up by the plant. It may be lost into streams or sidewalks and wasted.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
And we are getting more rain in certain areas, but officials say it's not enough to break Alabama's drought conditions. Right now, nearly every county in our state is classified as either abnormally dry or experiencing a moderate drought. Experts say it's about more than just how much rain falls, however. You have to think about the groundwater, which is a vital resource for drinking water and agriculture. According to the National Weather Service, Mobile received about 0.2 inches of rain yesterday, but that's just not enough to soak deep into the soil and replenish those water levels. Our meteorologists are tracking some rain today, and that could help bring some relief.
Unfortunately, September is our second driest month of the year, and the first driest month of the year is October. So even though we don't love to see drought, it's honestly not unusual to see it in September and October, and oftentimes the drought will be made up, unfortunately, with severe weather systems that can come in during the late fall and early winter, but they can certainly help to bring drought relief.
Of course, now would be a great time to download our Fox 10 News weather app. You can sign up for weather alerts, check out our video forecasts, and see that live radar. It is available on Apple app and Google Play stores.
A live look outside at the Fairhope Pier. Actually looks like rain is kind of wrapped up there. If anything, maybe a light sprinkle. But later on today, we could see a redevelopment of more showers and thunderstorms that could bring some beneficial rain. Fairhope was one of the spots that got a decent amount of rain earlier today. And that's good news because it is needed, as we have been talking about. Here is the drought monitor for our local area, including our Mississippi counties and Northwest Florida. What you see here in this tan color. Matt was showing this earlier today in the update because the update happened today. That tan color is moderate drought. Anywhere in the yellow is abnormally dry conditions. So it goes abnormally dry, moderate drought, and then this darker color that you see here, that is severe drought. So we are at a deficit for rainfall. This one rainfall event, while it may help us a little bit, will not completely bust the drought across our region. We will need another rain system, and quite frankly, I don't see that coming in the long-range forecast. Here's what we look at right now. East of Interstate 65, we have some rain showers going on. This is what it will look like through the rest of the day. We have thunderstorms and showers across Northwest Florida. Those continue to push off to the east. And then we have a redevelopment along in north and west of Interstate 65 here through the afternoon. Into the evening time, if you have evening plans, this is what it looks like at 5 o'clock. You have showers and thunderstorms anywhere from Jackson all the way down to Mobile, pretty much along that Interstate 65 corridor. Then by 6, 7, and 8 o'clock, those start to push to the east. 8 o'clock, we have rain in Baldwin County, Escambia County, Alabama, all the way up to Conecuh County, and then this is pushing out. In the early morning hours on Friday, we could have some rain over Northwest Florida. Then all that starts to dry out, and Friday is looking drier. So still have a rain chance overnight tonight across Northwest Florida. Temperatures in the 70s and upper 60s. Mobile and Baldwin County, higher rain chances the more east you go. If you're west, a mostly cloudy sky. Then we go to our Mississippi counties, lower rain chances here, partly cloudy, temperatures in the 60s. And you'll start to see 65 degrees, Thomasville, Coffeyville, 67 in Grove Hill. Some of that drier air is going to attempt to work in through the night, but really through the day tomorrow is when we see it happening. That gets us to a really comfortable morning on Saturday morning with temperatures in the 60s. Afternoon still hot for the weekend with mostly sunny conditions. So here's the morning temperatures: 65 degrees on Saturday morning, 64 on Sunday morning. It does come a little warmer next week. And the forecast highs go slightly below average for a day. 84 degrees, and then we go right back up. In the tropics, we are tracking Humberto and Gabrielle currently. Our next name on the list is Imelda, and we could see that in the next couple of days. We'll have another tropical update coming up. There's that 7-day outlook again. Drier conditions as we get to the weekend.
Thank you, Nick. New this morning, Starbucks plans hundreds of layoffs and other cuts. Fall fashion and footwear sales are steady, and Apple is launching a new project to protect forests in California. Fox's TJ Papa has a look at today's business stories.
Some North American Starbucks locations will be closing, and 900 corporate jobs are being cut. CEO Brian Nichols says it is closing locations it wasn't able to update or coffee shops that were not financially viable. As for the corporate positions being cut, Nichols says it's not all layoffs. It is eliminating many open positions. Updated stores are seeing customers visiting more often and staying longer. Shoppers have been picking up discount fall fashions from H&M. Its profit rose in the summer quarter. The clothing chain says customers responded well to its autumn collections, though H&M says tariffs could impact its earnings in the coming months. Sandal maker Birkenstock is lifting its sales outlook. It says demand for its shoes and clogs remains strong despite U.S. tariffs and inflation. Birkenstock has been increasing prices to cover the impact of a 15% tariff on European imports. And Apple announced a new investment in the restoration and sustainable management of a working redwood forest in Mendocino County, California. It's part of Apple's Restore Fund initiative, which invests in 24 conservation projects that span 6 continents. The coastal redwoods are the tallest trees on Earth that can grow higher than 300 feet. CJ Papa, Fox News.
It's 11:41 now, and coming up, Cracker Barrel is offering a sweet new deal in order to entice new customers. And have you ever wondered what's the most popular Halloween candy? We have the results in our Midday Talkers right here on Fox 10 Midday next. Welcome back. It's time to get your butter and bibs ready.
September is National Lobster, or September 25th is National Lobster Day.
All right, this marine crustacean type shellfish is considered a seafood delicacy.
Lobster comes in a range of color like blue, green, yellow, and even orange.
I didn't know that, but it's bright red once it's cooked.
Some American lobsters can even live to be up to 100 years old.
Maine leads the way in lobster production with more than 100 million pounds of lobster harvested every single year.
To honor the occasion on Thursday, make a visit to your favorite seafood restaurant or cook up your favorite recipe.
Oh yeah, you can share it on social media by using the hashtag National Lobster Day. You know what would be even better? If Walmart brought back the lobsters.
Lobster tank.
That was the highlight of my childhood. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
That was, oh my goodness, vivid memories of walking into the store, and our only goal was to see the lobsters that day. We never bought any. We would just look at them the whole time while our mom was shopping.
I bought a lobster. I couldn't tell you the last time I ate lobster.
Really? I had a really good lobster dip the other day, but I've never had the actual lobster.
It was probably a long time ago. I'm not sure. All right, Cracker Barrel is going big on breakfast.
Okay, tomorrow is National Pancake Day, and the chain is offering customers all-you-can-eat pancakes for $5 at all of its 660 locations.
I might have to go, but that's not the only offer from the griddle.
Cracker Barrel calls itself the unofficial sponsor of the Pancake Block. And to honor the football move, people who wear their favorite team's jersey or bring a same-day game ticket will get a free side of pancakes with an entree purchase throughout October.
Cracker Barrel is trying to bounce back from its slump earlier this year. That was linked to national uproar after the company made a logo change.
Yeah, officials say that incident resulted in an 8% drop in visitors to its restaurants. The pancakes sound pretty good.
Pancakes for all.
Well, New Yorkers, in the meantime, are about to hear a new voice on the subway. You'll never guess who it is.
The agency that runs the New York City subway system announced that rapper Cardi B has recorded rider etiquette and safety PSAs.
Oh my gosh. On social media, the agency shared a video of the Bronx native urging passengers to follow the rules, telling them to, quote, ride safe, keep it cute, and keep it moving.
No word yet on when the messages will start playing across the system. I bet those are going to be funny.
How fun
she
is that?
has such a distinct
energetic
voice.
Yes, I love her energy.
Yeah, no, that'll be that would be something to hear.
That's kind of unique, though. Can you imagine hearing your voice on the subway system?
Yeah, no, there's like a whole, different subways have different sounds, different jingles.
Yeah.
Some like I know there's like certain jingles on certain airport trains that are like really
That's kinda
popular.
Cool. That's
it's like
neat.
a weird little
I
thing.
wonder if this will just be her voice or if she'll have a beat to it. You
I
know
don't
what I
know.
mean?
We'll see.
All right. Well, if you're looking to dish out treats rather than get tricked this year, look no further than some of America's favorite Halloween candies.
I just want to say in the prompter it said this year, parentheses 2025. I thought that was the funniest thing. Anyways, just to remind you what year it is, according to delivery service Instacart, Americans go wildest for Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, followed by peanut M&Ms, then regular M&Ms with Kit Kats and Snickers, rounding out the top 5.
So my ranking would be a little different because I am allergic to peanuts, but the other ones sound delicious. The company determined the most popular candies by tallying the total weight of each sweet soul during the month of October
Total weight?
2024.
Yeah, total weight. Wait, that isn't, okay. It's tallying the total weight.
Right.
Is it like the physical weight? Is there a scaling going on here?
There must be.
Because some candy is heavier than others. You would need to look at units sold.
Nick is always fact checking over here.
You would need to look at units sold, I think.
I think
But then I don't know.
Do you have a favorite Halloween candy while we're figuring that out?
Probably
and doing the math?
this is a very common one, but the Reese's seasonal. They're fresher. They're nicer.
Okay.
That's I don't know how they. Okay.
He'll get back to you.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
Do some calculations.
Yeah. Let's talk about the forecast first. We have radar to show you an interesting thing. You can get the radar on the Fox 10 weather app here. You have some showers that are rolling across. Those are kind of weaker at this point. I'm looking and seeing, okay, I've got sun development there in northern Monroe County into Wilcox County, and some showers still going on in Jackson County. We're going to see if this tries to fill in over the next couple of hours. And if it does, then we could see another round of showers and thunderstorms. The HRRR forecast model is super strong on this idea. And if you look at the hourly forecast on the weather app, you will see that we do still have a chance of thunderstorms into the evening time. Now, go overnight tonight, less showers and thunderstorms. And actually tomorrow, you can see it goes clear, especially tomorrow night. It should be a comfortable night with temperatures dropping into the 70s and eventually the dew point starting to go down. So good news there. Hey, other things on the tropics. We got Matt with an update on the tropical situation. We do have a few systems that we are tracking out there. Also, you can submit your pictures and videos on the Fox 10 weather app. We encourage you to do so there on the homepage and scroll down. Therefore, you can get some of your pictures on air. Here's what it looks like for the rest of the afternoon and evening. A couple of showers and thunderstorms possible. Then going into the evening time, those will start to fade. We will have more coming up.
Listen to this. A strange bird, experts say, has never been seen, may be the byproduct not only of two typically non-interacting species, but also experts say of climate change. Jeremy Roth introduces us to the Grue Jay in today's Take a Look at This.
You've heard of blue jays, you may have even heard of green jays, but what about a Grue Jay? That's what scientists have nicknamed this recently spotted ultra-rare hybrid bird they believe could be one of the very first examples of an animal that exists, at least in part, because of changing patterns in the climate. For generations, blue jays were native mostly to the eastern part of the U.S., whereas the tropical green jay was largely isolated to Central America. According to a study published in the journal Ecology and Evolution, researchers believe over time shifting weather patterns likely pushed the populations to converge right around San Antonio, Texas, which is exactly where the so-called Grue Jay hybrid was recently spotted. The team believes the crossbreed could be the first observed of its kind, and the study says documenting species interactions and the ecosystems they create is a priority of global ecological importance. Speaking of species converging, why did the chicken cross the road? Well, it was probably just following the pigs. Police in Kent, Washington had to do some protecting and swerving when both species reportedly escaped from a farm and were spotted obstructing road traffic. It took some doing from the boys in blue, and eventually they brought home the bacon and the birds before they could run further afoul of the law. Finally, there's no such thing as a narco-smelling horse, but that didn't stop police in Texas from conjuring the mythical creature when a suspect refused to allow them to search his pockets for possible drugs.
That's cool. I have a narcotic-smelling horse right here.
The ruse was evidently believable enough to send the suspect running before being apprehended by the galloping gang of cops. The old narco-smelling horse trick works every time. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's a smart man right there. That was
quick on his feet.
That was good thinking. That was good. We got to talk about the forecast. Still have some rain out there.
Yeah.
I think we could see some redevelopment later on this afternoon, this evening. Forecast models have pulled back just a little bit on that idea, but still, hopefully we get some beneficial rain. 78 degrees right now in Mobile. 80 in Evergreen. There's clouds in Evergreen. I promise you there are. The sensor's just not getting them. 77 degrees in Pensacola. Here's a look at that futurecast. Okay, so there's the thunderstorms over northwest Florida. Then you see some redevelopment across the center part of our area in the afternoon, 2-3 p.m. This is a little less than what it was before. So here's 3 and 4 p.m. You have scattered showers around. And around 6, 7 o'clock, there's just that band that sits across there. It's a little less widespread than what it was before, just a little less. Then by 9, 10 o'clock, we start to see these showers fade. And overnight tonight, we get the clearing line. You see that clearing line between the clear sky and the cloud cover gets out. Friday, I've actually lowered the rain chance. I think it is only a pre-dawn, early morning rain chance, then gets out of here. We're good. We're done. Weekend outlook is quite fantastic. Temperatures in the upper 80s in the afternoons. Morning temperatures, and you can see them here, in the 60s, 65 and 64 degrees. So a mostly sunny picture, and I think Friday football is looking quite good. We'll be putting together those forecasts shortly.
Seeing some of that fall weather. As long as the rain doesn't impact your band practice tonight, right?
Yeah, it better not.
He's upset about that one.
We have got stuff to do.
Well, pack your umbrella. Be safe on the roads today. Thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll see you on Fox 10 Live starting at 3 p.m.